I'm Karen, and in this video we're going to begin making the Wilko's Let's Create the Crochet Owl. I always call it Wilko's, but actually on all of its stuff it just says Wilko. But anyway, in this kit it had everything that you needed except for the scissors, and I'll show you the contents of the packet, which is there. And it includes a needle, a beautiful little hook, and all of the cotton yarn you need, and some felt and the stuffing. To make all of this easier, we're going to do it on a bigger scale, so we're going to need some yarn. I do recommend Wilko's own yarn, Yarn Craft, but today I'm actually going to be using the new fashion double knitting yarn by Woolcraft, which is actually what I've got from the local market to try. On my kit it said that it needed a pair of scissors. These are the scissors that I've picked up. These are made by Dovecraft. These are also available in Wilko's, and if you do go shopping to go and buy a pair of these scissors, because they are a beautiful pair of scissors and they're actually only £1, they're actually in this section where you've got all the little crafting little things with little tiny bits to stick on making cards and stuff. They're not actually with all the wool and the needles and things, so do take note of that and go and have a look at the different parts of Wilko's to go and find them. Okay, so, and these are beautiful, really are. They've got the soft handles and everything, and they really are good. Okay, now in the kit that we got from Wilko's, we got the pattern, which I did discuss in my other video, and it tells you all the instructions on how to actually be able to do crochet. And then it says, once you are familiar with all the above basic techniques, we can now start to crochet the owl body by following below stitch count. And we've got a graph. Now it also said as well about increasing these stitches, that it didn't matter where you increase your stitches. Yes, it does matter where you increase your stitches, because I've tried it different ways. And just so that we know, actually what we're going to make ends up that way round. We actually start from here and work our way up, which is a bit deceptive when you look at the picture. Okay, so we're going to need a 4mm crochet hook, scissors, and not just yet, but you are going to need, at some point you're going to need your wide-eyed, I've just got a blunt-ended darning needle, but you can use a different one if you like. And the owls that I've made turn out, where's my tape measure? These turn out to be about 6 inches, like that, there. So if we go all the way around the body, they're 10 inches. Now in the pattern it does show you to make just one side. Let me get the pattern back. It does show you to make one side, and then what you're supposed to do is then stitch it, I was going to say, or sew it to the felt for the back of it. But we all like to crochet, so we're going to crochet both sides. Okay, so I'm going to make it as easy as possible. I did point out on the box on my other video, they had a little bit of an issue with the eyes because they was going round and round in a continuous circle, and I'm going to show you how to overcome that. And I'm also going to show you how to do the hypnotic starry-eyed version, so you can hypnotise and go, hello, I hypnotise you forever. And in the description box, and actually I think I'll put it in my Etsy. Oh, by the way, my Etsy is called Cottage Cake. Don't ask, I made that a long time ago, and so that was the name that I came up with. But yeah, I'm going to actually show you the instructions for the miniature one, the little baby one. If you have a look, the eyes are slightly smaller as well, and slightly different, but very easy. Okay, so I'll show you everything that I've got to show you. So less of my waffling and let's begin. So I've got my normal yarn. This is double knitting yarn, and we're going to begin with a chain of 13. Okay, so we've cast on, or made the magic knot, whichever you want to call it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to skip the first stitch and single crochet into the second stitch. I'm just going underneath one loop when I do this, okay, just so that you know. And we're going to single crochet all the way back, so we actually have a total of 12 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, oopsie daisy, 10, 11 and 12. Chain 1, turn, and now we're going to work into the back of the stitches there and single crochet across again, so we've still got 12 stitches. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and the 12th stitch is just turned over slightly because where we did the chain 1 area, so we'd still need to go underneath 2 loops, and that's the 12th stitch. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1 again and turn, and we're going to do the increase on this row, and we want to have a total of 14. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in the first stitch. Whoopsie daisy, I've got a hair, look. Can you hear my neighbours? It's not actually my neighbours, it's the workmen at my neighbours. So please excuse the banging. It sounds like they're trying to come through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and into the last one we're going to work 2 single crochet, so that's 13 and 14. Okay, we see that's just started to just kick out a little bit. Chain 1 and turn, and we're going to increase again on this row. So now we're going to do 2 in the end. So that's 1, 2, and this row is going to have 16 stitches on it. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 2 in the end, 15 and 16. Okay, you can see that we've got that shape going now. Chain 1, turn, and we're going to increase one more time. We're going to do 2 in the end, 1, 2, and this row is going to have a total of 18 stitches. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 2 in the end. Oh dear, there we go. 17, 18. Chain 1. I'm just going to do 2 single crochets, so we're going to go 1, 2, and then I'm just going to stop a minute because I forgot to tell you we need a contrasting piece of yarn, and I've left mine over here. I'm going to use this lovely, this is the coral that I've made the baby dress with. So if we look at the rows there, we know we've gone up to done our 2 stitches in this next row. So this hole that we've got there, that is the first row that we've actually managed to do 18 stitches on with the increase 2. I'm just going to mark this here because this really does help. Okay, so now what we need to do is we actually need to have 10 more rows with just 18 on it. So this row here with the contrasting yarn on it is actually classed as row 1, but it's easy to count in 2s as you're going up, so I'm just going to carry on now and work the way across. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops daisy, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, pardon me, 17. I've got one more stitch to do there, and it's I can't get in it. Why am I struggling? Oh, there we go. I don't know, maybe I did that one a little bit too tight. So that was 18. Chain 1 and turn and do 18 all the way across. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. So now you can see we've got the 2 rows just above the contrasting yarn there, okay, and when we actually get all the way to the top we end up with this on the left hand side. Now I'm just going to carry on and crochet until we've actually got the 10 rows of single crochet on this video, and then what I'm going to do is, because I'm breaking it all down so it's as easy as possible, I'm going to then start the next video where I'm doing the top increases to actually make the pointy parts of the ears, okay? But I do know that people do like to crochet along with me, so I'm going to carry on crocheting away so that if you want to carry on and crochet along with me, you can actually watch and make sure that you've actually got the same shape and we're all in the same place. For those of you that want to just switch off this video and go and watch the next one to see the increases on there, then that's perfectly fine. And for those of you that are staying with me, thank you very much, I like that very much. I don't know, all of a sudden I felt like I was talking really quietly then. I just want to say, if anybody's been watching the last video that I put up where I was explaining, what I'm doing in these next few videos, and you've seen my dad's pawpaw. Just want you to know that if anybody thinks that I'm not being particularly sympathetic towards him, that's not true. It's just that my dad actually, he was climbing on something he shouldn't have done, which is what he fell off instead of getting his steps out. So we've all been a little bit cross because Dad's always been the one to tell us all about health and... Oops, I've snagged my yarn, I'm undoing those two. He's always told us about health and safety and things because he's a painter and decorator all of his life. So he always knew that you shouldn't stand on things you shouldn't do, you should get your steps out, you should do the right thing. And then one day he decides, oh, I just want to get my super glue down. And he fell. But he's obviously much better because I've tried to phone today and there's no answer. So I've left a message on his answer machine, so he may well ring me back in a bit to let me know. But I don't think he's got any hospital, well, I know he hasn't got any hospital appointments, but I don't think he's got any doctor's appointments today. I'm sure that's tomorrow. But he likes his independence, and he's found it ever so hard to accept that he's getting older and he can't do all the things that he used to do, and he gets really, really frustrated. And I really do sympathise for him because it must be really hard, because I'm an independent person, and I've thought about it. Watching my parents slowly lose the ability to do things, it really makes you think about what you've got, appreciate what you've got, and think about the future. So it does worry me sometimes. But he's a lovely man. He's been a brilliant dad to me. He really has. And my mum, even though she lives in the countryside and far away from me, we talk loads on the telephone. Absolutely loads. We have a good relationship. So, but she likes the peace and quiet of the country. And I'm quite a city girl, really. Not that I like to go out clubbing and doing all things like that. I just like all the facilities close by. I don't like the idea of having to drive like for an hour to be able to go and do my local shop, for my weekly things. Because my mum, she actually shops for a whole month at a time because she lives so far away from the shops. And well, that's not my idea of... I do like the peace and quiet of the countryside. I absolutely love all the nature and things, but I'm spoilt. I don't like to be far away from being able to go and pop and buy something if I need it. And also, I feel that there's a better chance for my children to be able to get a job while living in the city. So, right, I'm just going to stop there a minute. I'm going to chain one turn and count how many rows have we got. 2, 4, 6. See, this is going to be the 8th row already. We're nearly there. So these don't take very long to build up once you know what you're actually doing. But when I first read the pattern and it said that I could do increases where I wanted to, I just did. I'll just do an increase there, I'll just do an increase there, and see what happens. And I got a lumpy shape. It didn't turn out like this flat shape that we actually need to create the owl. So I did it again and again just to make sure, and it was lovely when I got in touch with Wilko's, because I was worried about copyright things just in case, because obviously it's 2, 4, 6, 8. It's not, this is technically not my pattern. I've altered it obviously, and by putting the back on it and putting different wings on it, but I didn't want to get into trouble by Wilko's for doing their owl, and they was like, oh no, that's fine, you're promoting Wilko's and we're quite happy with that. You know, you're quite entitled to do your own thing and to do your own alterations to something that's already been made. So here we are, crocheting Wilko's owl. Makes me wonder who actually designed it in the first place, because you would have thought a crocheter would have actually put the back on as well, but I don't know. They don't get any credit for what whoever did that, so unless it's just like, I don't know, because obviously somebody actually helped them by actually writing all the instructions of teaching you how to actually crochet, because the way they describe how to crochet as well, even though it is in England, they say single crochet and they're showing you this, but in England when you say a single crochet it's actually a double crochet. Not quite sure how that came about, but maybe it's because everybody's trying to become more universal, and honestly the American style that we're doing now, the single crochet, is also European, so it's more popular. More people will understand it. So here we are, look, we're right near the end. This should be the end of row 10, and we are just over 20 minutes to get to this point here. And there we go, look. If you look at your work, I'm just going to just pull up that thread there so I don't lose it, and I'm laying it flat just so that you can see it's looking like that. So this is this row here that's sort of tucked in where this strand is, that's row 9. Row 9, I don't even know what I'm talking about. That was the end of the row where we did 18 things. Actually, what row was that? It was actually row 5, and then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more rows on top. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video. Actually, just before I go, I'm just going to show you a quick little look at the pattern so you can see where we're going. So in the next video we're going to come out and do this top section. Okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in part 2. Bye for now.